Am I the asshole for threatening to sue both the school and the family of my daughter's bully? I, 30 male, and my husband, 33 male, have a 11-year-old daughter who's been going through severe bullying at school. It's just keep getting worse. It started off with just name calling but has gotten worse over the past few weeks. Context. She's adopted, which is something we've always been open about and celebrated as part of her story. Recently, some kids found out about her adoption and started saying horrible things, telling her stuff like her birth mother didn't want her. They tell her that she's unwanted, tell her she a reject. Which is not the case. Her mother loved her very much to the point she literally gave her life so she could be here. If this wasn't bad enough, a few days ago, she came home in tears with her hair butchered. They'd cut off 2 inches of her ponytail well in class, all while taunting her names and laughing at her reaction. They will follow her through the halls to make fun of her on a regular basis now. Both my husband and I have been in touch with the school about the bullying more times than I can count. I emailed, called, even showed up in person to speak with teachers and the principal, but all I got were empty promises that they'd look into it. Nothing changed, and my daughter's mental health has taken a hit. She's anxious, struggling to sleep, and now begs us not to send her to school. Finally, out of frustration and feeling like no one was taking this seriously, we reached out to a lawyer to explore legal action against both the school and the bully's family. Only when the school and her parents learned we were considering a legal action did they start to act. Suddenly, the school calls me to say they're moving the bully out of my daughter's class and claim they had a talk with her. The girl's parents reached out too, saying they'd talked to their daughter and promised it would stop. But honestly, I don't believe them. It feels like they're all saying this just to get me to back off and avoid the legal consequences. I worry that once the dust settles, things will go right back to how they were, and my daughter will still be dealing with this. My family thinks I should give the school and parents a chance now that they're finally taking action, but I feel like it's all for show. So, am I the asshole for moving forward with legal action even though the school and the bully's parents now claim they're handling it? Teacher here. Do not back down. I can promise you that this family is a bunch of bullies at their jobs, with people in general, and they've been getting away with it forever. This is a lesson their child must learn now. I can also promise you that if your child defended herself in any way that caused the bully shame or harm, your child would have been punished severely by the school and the bully's parents would not back down. Not the asshole is changing schools an option? Edit. Thanks for the awards. They assaulted your daughter. The school and the bully's parents had ample opportunity to deal with this issue before your daughter was assaulted. Their pitiful attempts to rectify their sheer lack of discipline is, quite frankly, too little, too late. Your poor daughter has suffered, not only at the hands of her bully, but her teachers, who should not be allowing bullying of any form in their school. They did nothing until legal action was taken against them, along with the bully. When your child is at school, supposedly under the care and protection of the teachers, you expect them to do their job, and not ignore escalating bullying, because it's too much trouble. Hold them all accountable. Give your daughter a great big hug. Not the asshole. As a lawyer, I say sue, sue, sue. Get a settlement agreement that contains a plan of action to address bullying in the future. Sue them all. I would also file a police report. Cutting her hair was assault. Big fat F to all of them. Protect your child. Not the asshole. Keep advocating for your child. And follow through with the lawyer. School administrators can be awful about this. If it's a public school, go to the school board meetings and speak during public comment so it's on record. Name the teachers and administrators involved. If there's any social media presence, state it there, too. If you have a community newspaper, email a reporter. I've found that when they ignore one case of bullying, it's usually not an isolated incident. Be in their face. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. They cut her hair? I can't even write what I'm thinking. This has to be a legal issue. Also make it a civil issue. Sue the people who cut it, the kids who watched and didn't stop it, the teacher, the school. Not the asshole. Cutting your daughter's hair was assault. You should contact the police and press charges. Then contact a lawyer about using the school and the parents. Am I the asshole for entering and keeping the prize from a drawing when I'm not the intended demographic? This is honestly just silly. Also, throw away because this is kind of specific and I don't want people I know to recognize it and find my main. I'm 36F, if that matters to anyone. Over the weekend, my town had a Bologna fest. No, I didn't spell anything wrong. Yes, I'm from a redneck Midwest town. It was kind of a trunk or treat with little games the kids could play. Kinda cute. While my kids were playing one of the games, someone asked me if I wanted to enter a drawing. Why not? So I did. Well, I won. Because the universe wanted a laugh. It was for a perfect date night. This is the part where I mention that I'm divorcing my cheating husband and I'm not dating anyone and have no interest in dating anyone. The prize was a fire pit, a $50 gift certificate to an Italian restaurant, a $10 gift card to a florist, 2 Halloween-themed plush blankets, a nice scented candle, a picture frame, and a box of hot chocolate. The kids and I can enjoy an evening roasting marshmallows over the fire pit. They each got a cute blanket. We all enjoy hot chocolate. The Italian restaurant has a kids menu, so the 3 of us can go one night. Overall, it's a prize that I can enjoy with my kids. One of my friends, also single, said I shouldn't have even entered and at least should have turned down the prize since it was meant for a couple and I'm happily unattached. She said it goes against the spirit of the drawing. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for keeping a date night prize to enjoy with my kids instead of a partner? Editing in case it makes a difference in the judgment. The whole festival, including the drawing I won, was free. It was something for craft foods and some local businesses to promote themselves. Not the asshole you were asked to enter a drawing for a prize. You won. Your friend is simply jealous. It sounds like you had your perfect date night. I literally laughed out loud at the irony, but fuck it. You won it, it's yours, use it however you wish. I love that you're spending it on your kids. I hate that people are objecting to you spending it on your kids. Who needs it more? A happy couple, or the kids of an unhappy couple? Edit. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Heavy eye roll on this. Your friend should stay out of it. No one is entitled to tell you how to use a prize you won. And the fact that it was packaged up as a date night, sure as hell doesn't mean that's the only allowable use. It sounds like you'll put the whole thing to good use, which is awesome, but even if you did nothing with it, it's not anyone else's business. It does not go against the spirit of the drawing, and I have no idea why your friend wants to punish you for being single. Not the asshole. The prize was billed as a perfect date night, and not a perfect romantic date night. This does give you and your kids a perfect date night. Congratulations. Your friend should be happy for you, but she seems to be motivated by envy. The contest runners didn't check that you met particular requirements and don't seem unhappy at the results. Your idea of a perfect date differs from hers, but she doesn't get to gatekeep how you choose to date. Ignore the envy and enjoy. All that aside, the fest was aimed at families with kids, so you certainly were the target demographic. How is a fire pit a date night prize? Hey, sweetie, for our next date, maybe we can do some quick landscaping in my backyard. I've been thinking about putting in a fire pit. Did you enter a picture, drawing, or a prize draw, UK name, where they pull your name out of a hat? Am I the asshole for laughing at my ex's mother and telling her how much child support I've been receiving? My ex and I parted ways back in 2023. Ever since it happened, the communication with him and his family has been rocky. He was not interested in providing for our child, 6, and I had to apply for child maintenance. He's in debt with them, circa £1,300, and has only paid about £120 in total. I've not been on good terms with his parents, amongst other things. They asked me not to apply for child maintenance etc., as their boy cannot afford it, and so on, so you could say we're not the best of friends. Here's where the problem started. They recently found out about quite a few concerts I'm planning to go to. Yes, I'd posted about it on SM. But they have no access to my accounts. I don't know how exactly they found that info. Recently, during child drop-off, my ex's mother got very upset about the concert mumbo jumbo and started telling me off for making my ex pay child support I just waste on myself and so on. I couldn't hold it in and just started laughing, which aggravated her even more. When she stopped ranting and I stopped giggling, I told her that her son's child support wouldn't even cover the travel cost of the trip, and they can rest assured that I don't live off of his child support, given that I wouldn't be able to raise my child on that amount, let alone the both of us. I should have stopped there, but I also added that so far we've received approximately £10 per month. Note. I said that without doing the math. Truthfully, it's £11.09 lol, which doesn't even cover the cost of fruit my child eats, so neither of them has any say in how I spend my own money. Note. I'm not sure if it matters, but yes, I work full-time, so I spend my earned money. She called me a liar and stormed off. Now their whole family are upset with me, saying that I was rude and they expect apologies. I was also told that I was an asshole for telling them how much I actually receive, as it's put my ex in a bad light. My friends are divided too. Some found the situation hilarious and others say that while it was fair to stand up for myself, I shouldn't have told her how much I get in CHM. In my defense, I had no idea it was such a big secret. I genuinely assumed she just didn't care about the amount, and just focused on the idea of me getting any money from them. Also, it's worth noting, my child didn't witness this interaction. She was already indoors. I'm sure it would have gone differently. I would have stopped the rant sooner, with the kid present. So, am I the asshole for laughing and telling her how much CHM I've been receiving? Nope, I told everyone about the £10 per month my kids were expected to live off to anyone who told me I was living off of X's hard-earned dosh. If he's a deadbeat, make sure everyone knows about it, because I am not going to work my ass off to maintain my children in a good lifestyle whilst he takes the credit. X was similarly upset because I set the record straight. Apparently I cause his manliness hurt he feels or something I couldn't give a crap about. Edited dad op not the asshole a. And changed opening word, as I didn't realize it would count as her ex being considered reasonable. He is an asshole. Not the asshole. You simply provided an explanation as to how you couldn't live off the deadbeat's child support. Also, he should be seen in a bad light if he doesn't want to support his own child. Not the asshole, but why give them any information about your finances or activities? If your goal was to give her the business, then it would have upset her even more had you simply shut the door in her face. There was no need for you to defend your actions. Indeed, it only led to them demanding completely unwarranted apologies. Less is more. Tell them nothing, and don't post your business on SM. Not the asshole. Your ex is a deadbeat father, which is among the lowest of the low. And the money he owes you is the obligation he took on when he became a father. It is his responsibility, and if he and his family had any testicular fortitude, they would live up to their obligations and not try to guilt you into giving up what rightly belongs to your child. You don't owe them an apology, they started it. It's not your fault they can't take what they dished out. Not the asshole. If he doesn't want to be thought of as a deadbeat, then maybe he shouldn't be a deadbeat. Your ex-mother-in-law opened the door for you to say that the second she criticized your spending and objected to it based on the fact you receive child support. You're absolutely allowed to walk through the door she opened. You do not owe anyone lies, even if the truth makes them uncomfortable. Not the asshole at all. It's the old adage that if you don't want the truth known, you should behave better. Your ex is a deadbeat and shouldn't be crying to mommy that he can't afford to support his child. If that puts him in a bad light, he brought it on himself. Tell them there will be no apologies as you have no control over his bad behavior and have nothing to apologize for. The truth is not being rude and you have no way of changing it. Am I the asshole for not giving away my child's rare backpack? My 13-year-old daughter has been obsessed with Loungefly backpacks for the last 3 years. Everyone has bought some for her. She probably has 50 or so and is constantly showing them off. She has a large following on Instagram and TikTok showing off her bags. I monitor her activities and help her post. She does not even have access to the accounts on her own. My sister Stevie just started dating this man who has a daughter Zoe who is 15. Stevie has had financial issues due to her lifestyle habits. I believe her boyfriend is in the same boat, but both are recovering. However, Zoe has a birthday coming up and Stevie wanted me to give her one of my daughter's bags that she saw on Instagram because it is Zoe's favorite character and the bag has been discontinued. She showed me the price on eBay, it's about $500 and Zoe really wants that bag. The thing is, it was one of my daughter's first bags and she loved that character. It's also my daughter's property and it's not like I can just give away her things. I told her I would split the cost of a new bag for Zoe if that's what my sister wanted since she's short of funds, but my sister insisted she should give Zoe the rare bag and put Zoe on my daughter TikTok. I told her the TikTok is my daughter's project and I'm not putting Zoe on it. I have this conversation with my youngest children who are 7 and 10. That their sister doesn't have to include them in the video if she doesn't want to. My sister thinks I'm being selfish about the bag and not including Zoe on her famous TikToks. I told my sister she's being ridiculous and we have never even met Zoe and making these demands is ridiculous. My sister said I and my daughter are spoiled and bougie and she will never ask for my help again. My mother understands and sided with my daughter and I saw my sister made a big TikTok about cutting toxic family members off. It's kind of ridiculous of her and I'm not talking to her now and my mom told her that she needs to apologize for this. My sister acts like I'm bullying her and Zoe, but again I have never even met the teenager. My sister said I and my daughter are spoiled and bougie and she will never ask for my help again. Well then it's a win-win for you and your daughter. Your sister doesn't respect you or your daughter. So you just saved yourself half the cost of the backpack you offered to pay for. Not the asshole. As dumbfounding as I find it for a kid, or anyone, to own 50 backpacks, your sister is obviously being both entitled and ridiculous. Not the asshole. Where the hell do you store all of these? Not the asshole. Stevie wants a $500 bag for her stepkid. Stevie needs to get $500 together herself. Not the asshole, but your sister is a doozy of one. You are correct in that it is your daughter's property to do with as she pleases. Your sister can ask but needs to accept whatever answer she gets. She believes she is entitled to other people's things. She is not. You are lucky if she doesn't contact you again if this is her behavior. She needs to earn to get what she wants. You are being more than generous by offering to contribute to an expensive purchase for a kid you don't even know. You're better than I. It's also my daughter's property and it's not like I can just give away her things. You are right. It's not your things to give away, it's your daughter's things to give away if she wants to. If Stevie wants to buy a $500 bag for her daughter, then she can do that. Not the asshole. I think your sister has become an entitled parent. She's not entitled to your daughter's stuff. I would also keep an eye on her when she's around your house. Entitled people usually have only two modes: what's beneath them and their own reflection. I get the feeling that if she is over at your house, she may attempt to steal your daughter's bag. Also, when your sister says that she will never ask for your help again, I'd be like, oh, you promise? Your sister for her ridiculous request. You for allowing your children to fall into the hypercapitalist conspicuous consumption machine of social media. A 13-year-old child should not have a large following on social media. A 7-year-old does not need to be broadcasted to an audience of 1 million strangers.